Hi, everybody,
Hey.
Hello.
and welcome to our next installment of the Hatter's Looking Glass. And tonight we are having special guest. It is Jen Hudson of Love Notes Music Therapy. And we'll tell you in a minute why she's going to be on here. And we're waiting for Merlin. Merlin.
She's taking a nap.
Dang it, Merlin. Stop that.
Merlin fell down a rabbit hole.
Hey, did you see? I changed the intro just a little bit, so there's a little right in
the
glass.
It was good though. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to futz with it a little bit. All right. Well, let's just bring on the lady of the hour. Here, y'all ready? And then when the errant Ms. Bradbury gets on here, we'll bring her too. And we may have Cecily joining us too. So, hi, Jen.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Excellent. So, Jen is the drum circle facilitator at the Psyche Fair Brandy Station, which is coming up this weekend.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yay! Now, let's just say we are insistent on having some relatively decent weather. So, but we have plans. Okay, we've moved more things inside the church. Everybody is going to have canopies, and Saturday is looking better. Yeah, and we got a whole bunch of people concentrating and putting their full intention into having really decent weather. So it's going to happen. We did it last year. They for all kinds of rain last year, and it ended up not being so bad. So I think we can do it.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So, Ms. Jen, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Okay, so where to start? I do a lot of things actually, but my primary love, I guess, what I would call it, is music therapy. So a lot of people have not heard of that still, even though it has been around as a standardized profession since about the 1950s. Of course, people have been using music for therapy and healing way longer than that. So what people started to do in the 50s was research, bring it into science, and I don't know why I said science, but I think I did that. I'll go off on a tangent for a second because science is just catching up to what people have known for, forever. Yeah,
that happens. Things are tutti frutti magic until they figure them out, and then it's science.
Exactly. So music therapy started to bring science into the magic and go, look, we can kind of predict how music might affect healing. So research started. They started to write out like this. Oh, we have somebody joining us, Merlin.
Huh? She was hiding backstage.
I was not hiding. I was stuck.
You were stuck.
I was just stuck.
She was stuck in the rabbit hole. You were right, Tim.
I was stuck down in the rabbit hole. Couldn't get out. Cheshire cat had my foot. Wouldn't give it back. What do you do?
Where is she? And you know what happened? Sorry, you were below the bottom of my screen. So hit me in the head next time. We interrupted you, Jen. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
You go.
You were in virtual Neverland.
I was. It was wild. I'm just going, I'm here, Christy, look at me. I'm real. Now I know how ghosts feel.
Wow.
You have a green tint on you, Merlin.
Huh?
You have a green tint on your skin.
Yes, I do. I don't like. I'm not big on big lights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Carry on, Jen.
You were wicked witch of the West thing going on. It's really not bad.
Almost, yeah.
Hold on. How about that? Is that better?
No, you're all lavender. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is cool.
All right. We're lavender. I've got some other colors around here. You know, we got blue, we got red, and oh wait, hold on. It does multiples.
What is it? You said it. What is it? A bulb? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little touch lamp. You touch it, and you touch it on top. See, and it changes colors.
I see
And you
it.
change it to blue, and then you change it to green, and then oh, there's that pink. Wow.
Awesome.
Nice.
So I do light therapy.
Right. No, that's a thing too. But
It is.
okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
never mind us.
Actually,
Down
I've heard people say that in the future, the only ways of healing will be light and sound and color. Which
That's
light and color are of course very related. So I think that's when I heard that, I thought, yeah, that's true. You know how you hear something and it just hits you like, yeah, that's the truth. Like someday that's all we're gonna need is light and sound and color.
That'll be cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's all vibrational and energetic, and if we don't need to, you know, blah blah blah, like we do.
Exactly.
True.
That's
So
what
later
we-
on, remind me, I want to ask you about solfeggio's frequencies because I use those a lot and I bet you know a lot more about them than I do.
Maybe. I do know about them. Yeah, we can definitely talk about that.
Right.
So yeah, actually that is kind of what we were talking about right before you popped on, Merlin, is that music therapy really in around 1950s, or maybe it was a little bit earlier, 40s, right after World War II, they started using music a lot with war veterans. And that's when people started to catch on that there were some predictable ways that music would act for healing. And they started to bring science to it. That's what we were saying about, you know, how, of course, people have been using music forever to heal. And then we decided to prove it. So the music therapy profession is amazing. You know, it's beautiful. As a music therapist, I love to have the chance to, I always say I have the most fun job everywhere I go because I get to play music with people and, you know, figure out ways to support and help people heal with music. So the standard definition that you'll hear for music therapy is a standardized method of using music for non-musical therapeutic goals by a qualified professional. So that qualified professional part just means that we have to at least have a bachelor's degree and a 6-month internship and a board certification. So like a lot of other healthcare practices, we have to recertify every 5 years and we have to keep up with the latest research and methods and techniques. And so it is standardized at this point as a profession. So there's
That's cool.
Yeah. So music therapists, I think that a lot of I've seen a lot of people who use music therapeutically and want to call it music therapy. So I don't think that personally we can claim words, but I think it's good to make a distinction that there is this kind of specific thing that calls itself music therapy, and then there's lots of people that use music in a beautiful way therapeutically. So that's one thing that comes up a lot for our profession. So I personally use drumming probably more than anything. It's just my favorite. But music therapists can work in all different kinds of places. I mean, hospitals, nursing homes, mental health institutions, substance abuse facilities, you know, the list goes on. We work with people with physical disability, mental health challenges, developmental delay. Like there are music therapists that specialize in working in the NICU with newborns or preemies. So we're really all over the place. And we have, had a lot of people have done a lot of work to specialize in things. So most music therapists don't do it all like doctors. A lot of music therapists kind of hone in on one thing or a couple of things. Mine has mostly been about mental health and spirituality. So I really personally, not just as a professional, believe that you can't separate the two. You can't separate. If you want to look at health and wellness and healing, you can't separate out any of it. It has to be looked at as a whole. But my passion is really spirituality, how to bring spiritual experiences for people using music, and drumming is probably my favorite way to do that. So music therapists also, you'll see there's kind of two versions of music therapists, the way I see it. There's those of us who love the science aspect and the clinical aspect and want to do all of the kind of techniques and document and do all of that kind of stuff. I am not that kind. I'm very process oriented, relationship oriented. I can do all that stuff, but I like to just be with people and be in the music and provide opportunity for creativity, because that, to me, that's where the magic is. And that's just what I love. The other part is too left brain for me. So I do it when I have to, but you'll see a lot of music therapists oriented in that direction. That's really how we're trained, actually. So I think that was covered a lot. Did that answer your question, or did it bring up more questions? Or
Yeah, you mentioned that there's actual music therapists, and then there's people who use music for therapy, and I totally get that. I think I've done that all my life. I mean, who doesn't get behind the wheel of their car and put on some music that makes you feel like you want to feel? If you want energy, you probably put on something hard driving. If you're upset, I don't know. It depends on what works for you there. I have done that all my life. I think everybody else has too.
Yeah. Sing at the top of your lungs, and you sound good too.
Oh, yeah, you definitely do. And until somebody else is listening.
Yeah, the shower is awesome. It echoes back at you, and but they say, people listen to depressing music when they're depressed is bad, but I know what I go through, my little periods of depression, that actually listening to it and doing that, it's like ripping off a Band-Aid.
I agree, Merlin. I agree.
Yeah, you kind of let it go through your system and bleed it all out and get it out, and then you're okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's things are going to improve, and
Yeah.
I don't feel so bad now.
Right, I agree.
There's somebody or something that kind of relates to how I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's in music therapy, someone along the way created what we call the ISO principle. And it's just exactly what you said, meeting a person where they're at in the moment with the music. So as a music therapist, if I came to somebody who was feeling really depressed, I wouldn't start playing some, Here Comes the Sun from the Beatles. That would it wouldn't feel
poke
good.
You in the eyeball.
Right, exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. If you're not ready to change your vibration, I'm not going to be able to force you to do that. It's just going to agitate. So I personally also, when I have felt depressed or down, I don't go for upbeat music either right away. But that ISO principle also says first you meet the person where they're at, give them a container for how they're feeling, which is what the music does to me when I'm angry. Especially angry, it works really well, or down. It gives a place for it to go and be expressed. And like you said, I feel like I'm not so alone in it because somebody else felt it enough to write music about it, So then the ISO principle then slowly moves the person. So I have at times, if I felt ready and wanted to, first gone for the music, the depressing, we'll stick with that example, the depressing music, and then slowly as I was ready sort of morphed it into something a little bit more upbeat, not straight to the highest upbeat thing.
Yeah,
but
you build it. You just kind of, it's like climbing out of a hole, and you can't just jump out.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Right.
So it's I think it's really cool you brought up that people do that naturally. We do all do that. All of us. I have met two people in my career that said they did not like music. I couldn't even understand.
Right.
But
where are you from?
What did he say?
Where are you from? What are you thinking? Who are you?
Well, one of them was a very defiant 18-year-old boy. And by the time I finished working with him, he loved music. So
Oh,
Good.
wow.
yeah. So I forget the other one. I don't remember who that was. I just remember there were two. So
Did they ever like music?
I don't think so. I feel like that. Oh yeah, it was this, probably a man in his 30s, and I was working at a substance abuse facility, and I think he was just an angry human being, and music was too soulful. You can't really hear any music without having to acknowledge the soul. At least that's how I see it, or the spirit, or whatever you want to call that timeless, infinite thing that we all have. And he couldn't, and it agitated him like any music. It was different. And as far as I knew, when I didn't, he wasn't around that long. I was doing groups at that time. People were moving in and out of them quickly, so I didn't get to do a lot of direct work with him. But yeah, it was sad actually, because I felt like he was missing out on something that could have helped his healing. Of course,
right.
I mean, do you think maybe it was also that some people are just so sensitive, so deep into something, and they fight it. Mm-hmm. They fight that. They don't want to be that sensitive, and music could be a trigger to the emotions they simply do not want to touch.
Absolutely. Yes. I think
and it's like, I don't like music anymore. Like somebody says, I don't like animals. I don't like pets. I don't like, because something that's going to make them feel better in any way.
Right.
They're going to fight it.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
It does.
And I think most of us sort of naturally, instinctively know the effect that music has on us. We without ever hearing of music therapy or listening to somebody like you who knows all about it, we listen to the music in our car. I mean, Karen and I have been singing at the top of our lungs since we were kids, right? And it's such a natural thing that with a little bit of training and a little bit of guidance, you really run with that. Tell us a little bit about, is the process in the brain known for what effect it has on us when we're listening to music?
Yes, and I've read lots of articles and heard lots of things. I don't know if I could articulate well enough to cite all of it to you, but
we wouldn't understand it all anyway. Just
No. No.
For sure, they have definitely mapped, where, which parts of the brain process music. I know that they've found that music accesses parts of the brain that other things cannot. So there's a couple of great stories. One is this woman, she was really famous. Kathy Gifford, was that her? She got shot and she couldn't speak, and a music therapist worked with her and restored her speech.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
Yeah, I forget the person's name.
Kathy Lee Gifford, was that it, Karen?
I'm thinking that might be it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was somebody like her if it wasn't
her.
Anyway, so, because music was able to access a different part of her brain, that music therapist was able to help restore her speech. You see that with people with Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Can't get sentences together, but they can sing every lyric to songs they knew, when they were younger.
That's amazing all by itself.
Isn't it?
Yes.
I saw it happen with my mom. My mom had Alzheimer's. She would forget us, but she could still sing the songs that she grew up with.
Heck yeah. Yeah.
And so I think of that and think of how healing for you and her to just in that little space of time in a song be kind of back to normal,
Yes.
What a big deal that is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah. Also, I'm thinking of people with Parkinson's. They've been able to use rhythm to help them regulate their gait when they can't walk at all. They can walk to rhythm and step. You can kind of regain some of that ability through the music. Yep. So yes, it definitely, there are lots of studies and research of how it affects the brain, and then lots of techniques that have been developed about how to harness that power to help specific things. So one thing that really strikes me is that it really impacts drumming particularly really impacts our brain waves. So it can take us into altered states of consciousness is essentially what it does. Yeah.
Yep. So talk to us about being at the Psychic Fair Brandy Station. You're a drum circle facilitator.
Yes. So we were talking just a little bit before, and I said, why drumming at a psychic fair? Actually, when you asked me last year to do it, I was like, well, why would drumming fit in there? And immediately I was like, of course, duh. Yeah, it didn't take very long to put that together. So I don't have a lot of understanding of what you all consider being psychic or what, I'm not in that realm and community much. I know I've had a lot of experiences where I psychically felt things, especially the older I get and the more in tune with myself I get. I can't tell you how many times. This is what I think of. So you can chime in here because you all are the experts on being psychic, of course. And I am getting to the drumming.
No, we're not the experts. There are none.
They really aren't. I think that the closest there may be would be the lady that was thinking about joining us tonight but couldn't. She's our special guest, Nancy.
Yeah.
Walter, but she actually studies this. We just fly by the seat of our pants. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So I was just thinking of how many times lately I'll be thinking about somebody randomly out of the blue, and moments later they text me. Yeah. And I've started to put together like, oh, if I'm thinking about, and I'm not talking about people I'm close to, like family and friends, though it does happen really often with them. It's just like a client I'll think of, or an old friend even, somebody really out of the blue, and there it is. So I've started noticing more things like that as I get older, just little connections. And there are people in my life where I can like feel them from way distance. I know they're going through something, and I'll call them and they'll be like, yeah. So that to me is all in that realm of like the unseen. And and the connections that we have in our consciousness, collective consciousness, that we are probably just even beginning to barely grasp, that the ability that we have. So drumming has been used for who knows how long to get into shamanic trance state. And, my understanding of shamanism and being a shaman is that you move into an altered state of consciousness so you can access the other realms. And that happens, I think, to bring a little sciencey stuff into it, because the brain waves change when we drum. We entrain, which is entrainment is a law of physics that says that two bodies in motion will synchronize when they're near each other. So the vibration of the drums and the rhythmic continuing, rhythmic pattern, but it's especially if it's just a very consistent, simple beat. Shamans usually don't use real complicated, rhythms and patterns. I shouldn't say that. Some do, some don't. Anyway, it's the rhythmic consistency, and over time, that vibration changes our brainwaves. Our brainwaves start to entrain with that, and it takes us into states of brainwaves like alpha and theta, where theta is the one where we are just maybe about to fall asleep. Like how I think. Actually, I was watching your other podcast. I think Timothy said he has sometimes when you first, like you're about to go to sleep is when things will come to you. Am I remembering that correctly? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So drumming can take us into that similar brainwave state, alpha and theta. And then when you get people in a group doing it together, you get everybody's brainwaves in training, and the drums in training. The drums are what actually are the catalyst for that entrainment of all the brainwaves. So I think it makes it, especially if you are consciously practicing ways to psychically connect, the drumming can kind of carry you into that brain state to be more open to it, and to connect the group as a whole. And connect the group's consciousness so that the work that you're doing together becomes hopefully a little easier. So that's why I realized that drumming really does fit in very well to psychic therapy.
It really
Yeah.
does. It changes your state of mind, and it's funny because it's also a learned thing. I think the more often you do it, like anything else, the more often you do it, the better at it you get.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was about to ask. Do you think that all this time that you've been doing the drum therapy and the drum circles and things like this, have you felt yourself affected by the drums or the music going around you, and you are more able to kind of enter that state? And when you feel someone from a distance, you're thinking about them, they contact you, have you noticed that it's gotten stronger the longer you do the drumming?
Yes, definitely. I do a lot of practices that might impact that in my life, but I think the drumming is the strongest for me, and it's the one I do the most consistently for sure. I also have had many instances of being in drum circles with people and really being able to tune in more deeply than I might, in just a general social setting to what's happening for people. Like, it's almost like the longer we drum together, the more we entrain, the more I'll see energies kind of rise and fall in the circle. I might notice somebody, and it's not because of anything they're doing outwardly, but somebody may be getting anxious, and I'll feel it in my own body, more so than I usually do, because there's this deep connection happening. So it also, I think, like kind of like meditation, the more you do it and get into that altered state of consciousness, and I'm sure you all can relate to this, the more it like builds. It's like a muscle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So because I'm drumming so often and getting in that space of entrainment and other states of consciousness, it happens more quickly for me. Yeah, definitely. Yes, it has.
So it's helped you recognize that state.
Yes. Right. Once you experience it over and over again, right, it's easier to be like, there it is again. And then even I feel like I don't have to necessarily sit down, close my eyes, shut everything off, and go totally inward to find it anymore, because
it's like that.
Yeah.
You're there.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Especially once the drumming starts. Yeah.
So to the solfeggio frequencies, for folks who don't know what they are, would you explain them? Because you'll do it better than me, and then tell us what you think about it, because I go to sleep to them all the time.
Yeah.
And I know they change what's going on in my head. But you go, because honestly, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Like I said, I don't know if I'll know a lot more than you. I don't think that there's much research done specifically about the solfeggio and the frequencies. What I do understand is that, so I've heard them also called the sacred solfeggio, and solfeggio really is just like a scale in music. So in Western music, we have a very specific scale. If I could turn the piano on and play it for you, you would recognize it. There's lots of scales, but the most familiar one is a major scale and minor scale. So it's thought that our Western system is not really what was happening in ancient times as far as tuning and frequency. I'm going to try to be able to explain this well, because it's complicated, and I am, it's been a long time again since I studied it, but every sound you hear has a frequency that can be measured. Of course, including notes and tones. So when you hear like 528 hertz, right, is a really popular one that a lot of people like and use. And that, I believe that frequency is considered to have been in the original sacred solfeggio. But if you turn a piano on, which is Western standard tuning, you cannot play 528 hertz, because there's no note on this piano that will create that measure of hertz. So like in between notes in the Western tuning system, there's all these different microtones, they call them. And those microtones are where you find these other frequencies that are used by people for different purposes. So I think that the purposes of the different frequencies at this point, like 528 is said to repair DNA, help improve self-love. It's a miracle frequency, it's thought to be. And I think that information has been kind of channeled. It may have some some historical foundation somewhere in some text that somebody found, but I think it's mostly been kind of channeled. And I do not believe there's a lot of science that backs it up yet. So again, that doesn't to me mean that it's not true. Right. So what I go on is how I feel, like you said. When I put on 528s, it changes me. Yeah. And it changes the people I work with. Right now I'm doing a lot of energy work and Reiki sessions just because of where I've ended up in my work at this point. And I use frequencies all the time. And I know that it changes things in the room. And yeah. So.
I don't know why, but it definitely does. You get on YouTube and you search for these things and it will tell you, it will change your life. You'll become a millionaire, all this crazy stuff. Yeah. And you got to take some of that with a grain of salt. Some of it.
Yeah. You might wake up in a slightly better mood and a little more rested, but there's not $1 million in my bank account.
Yeah. Dang it. Well, people say things like that to sell things too. So it is hard sometimes to sift through the truth and find the truth. But I do also very much believe that manifestation and magic happens through intention and action. So yes. If you have the intention, I want $1 million, and you keep putting this frequency on, I think it makes it more likely anyway.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I mean, yeah, why not? It's I need $1 million. I think my problem would be that is somewhere in my brain is that little doubt that's going, I really don't think a YouTube video 15 minutes long is going to make me a millionaire.
Right. And that doubt will derail your manifestation in half a second. And there
exactly.
is the problem.
Exactly. I mean, it's YouTube.
Right. If that was true, we'd all be millionaires, right?
Yeah. I mean, if it were true, all these people making these videos that say we're going to be millionaires don't need to make videos to be millionaires. So,
right. I hear you.
Yeah.
The what binaural?
Binaural.
Mm-hmm.
Binaural? Which is it?
Binaural. And
binaural. That's right. Both ears, right? Binaural.
Yeah.
Well, I knew the bi part. I knew that was both ears. It was the end of that my brain just goes, it doesn't matter. It's both ears.
Yeah. So actually, binaural beats are a little bit different than the solfeggio. And binaural beats do have a little bit of research backing them up. So binaural beats for me can be super intense, like sometimes do not feel good. I'll put, there's different ones. You can get apps, of course, and they do have a little bit more science about how each of those sounds affects the brain, because you can literally feel it in impacting your brain. Some of them hurt my brain, and so you have to, and it's not like, if I left it on, it may not be so great, but if you hear it for a minute and are like, no, that doesn't feel good, you just turn it off and it's fine. It's probably just and again, I don't know a lot of the science behind binaural beat, but I know it is a little different than solfeggio. And my guess is that it's just vibrating in a pattern that the brain isn't synced to yet, and maybe is too far away from. So it's kind of dissonant for the brain. So, but there's all these different ones. So you can keep trying on the apps, on the YouTube videos, till you find one that feels good, and then it's good. But binaural beats are a little bit more intense and potent to me than the solfeggio.
I kind of like the binaural beats, but finding one like on YouTube, again with the YouTube, and I was listening to one guy one time, and he's like, okay, so you're going to put your headphones in, and you're going to hear one beat through one ear and a different beat through the other ear, Other beer.
The other beer. Here's your other beer.
Yeah, I'm a hot mess tonight. Leave me alone.
Okay.
And that's what it is. It's the difference between the two beats hitting the different ears at the same time. That is what creates the magic.
Yes.
But
Makes
finding finding one on YouTube that isn't just the same beats in both ears at the same time, it takes a little practice. And then they don't tell you what you're supposed to hear out of each ear, and doesn't make a difference if you've got your headphones in the wrong ear.
Right. Right.
I mean, is it going to have the opposite effect of what I'm working for, or
Right. Yeah.
they need to be a little more clear on this stuff, because there's a lot of people that use them, and I mean, in all seriousness, does this, if they're doing it wrong or they're getting the wrong thing, is this going to affect them in a negative fashion?
That's a good question. Honestly, I think the possibility is there. If it's, like I said, I go based on my feelings. So if it doesn't feel good, I don't do it.
Yeah.
And, I'd have to study it a little bit more, but I don't think that it would have any sort of serious harmful effect, if you listen to like a 15-minute binaural beat video and it wasn't really doing the right thing. If you used it continuously over time, over and over again, maybe. I've always used an app, and the app was very specific about, this one, what the effect of each one was. Like there were ones for studying or sleeping or focusing or relaxing and meditating. And they were a little bit more specific, and you could combine them with some background music or soft sound, but it was mostly just the binaural beat sound is pretty much all you got. No music behind, not much music behind it. You could put music behind it if you wanted, but so yeah, I think that sound and music are pretty powerful tools, and like anything else, people can sort of not honor that always, and sometimes put things out there that maybe they're not being as careful with as they could be. So
I think
that's why sorry, go ahead.
any energy, everything. All right, we are great believers that everything is energy,
Yes.
and energy moves, and we pick it up in different ways. Music is a very powerful one. It's not like physically tangible, but it's tangible in another way. I was just looking at some of the comments we got up here, and Shannon Lillard, this is back when we were talking about the solfeggios. She says over 500 makes my heart race. And I get that. I can see where that might happen.
Yeah. Yes. That's a great awareness to have.
Yeah, Shannon's pretty tuned in.
Yeah.
So, but then, okay, you hear crazy things about, hasn't like the military used particular frequencies, sounds to do not so nice things.
Yes.
But that's a testament to just the power of the energy that is music, and
Yes.
that energetic frequency that is music.
Yes, and I think what music therapists attempt to do is, understand it better so we're not doing harm.
Yeah.
That's really, I think, I never really thought of it that way, honestly, but it's probably a big part of the reason that we work so hard to standardize things and do the research. And I'm so grateful for the people that do have those minds and want to do that, because I think it's really important that just to get a better understanding of what we're actually working with and doing. But yes, there is definitely, they are using sound in ways that we probably aren't even aware of yet, actually.
Yeah.
I can't help but I keep thinking of this South Park episode. Did you ever see I think it was called The Brown Note?
I was thinking about that. Yeah. Is that true?
Brown noise! Brown noise! Oh no!
I don't know that it's true.
Never have anybody soil themselves with
Right.
your tones. In other words.
It's funny though. I think they were making a joke out of maybe what you were just talking about, that things are being done with sound that maybe aren't so nice.
Yeah.
I mean, we could experiment with it. Let's try all the brown noise and lock you in a porta potty. What happened?
I'll never. to go off on a tangent there. I just had a story pop up in my head.
Oh, do it.
It's silly. Yeah, it's kind of irrelevant. I won't make it long. I was at a festival and the bass player was like tuning up, and it was, a festival. So the music was super loud, and she hit this note that had like feedback or something. And my sister was like, "Oh my God, it's the brown note." It was like super low frequency that just hit your body like, ah. But actually it will try to turn that silly story around into like, have you ever been in the presence of a sound where you like it vibrated through your whole body and how that affects you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't.
Dance clubs, you get out there and the music, you feel it going through your body, and it, that thump that they talk about, it does. You just want to cut loose and get out there on the floor and just move. Even if you can't dance, you got no rhythm, you got to move.
You can't help it. Yeah. Because
and everybody around you is in the same kind of state because this music is just pounding through your body, and they're moving and you're moving, and nobody's really paying attention, which amazes me that there aren't more, headlong crashes on a dance floor.
Right.
Especially in a rave club, right? Bam, bam.
Rave, and then you get into mosh pits, and you're supposed to do it there. So I don't know how we achieve that.
And when it's loud enough, it's like you can literally feel those sound waves in the air. And I mean, literally feel it.
Yeah.
I remember being a stupid kid in front of the speaker stacks at the Capitol Center, right?
Yeah.
Couldn't hear anything after the concert for 2 weeks, but you could feel those sound wave vibrations coming at you in the air.
Yeah, they literally like cut the air.
Yeah.
And feel. So,
we were kids and we were playing. How many people got in front of the box fan and
right.
and we were just so fascinated by the fact that we're yelling into the fan, but the sound is coming back to us in this choppy rhythmic kind of thing, and it's like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I remember doing that for sure. So, since we were talking about that, I can't help but have a shameless commercial really quickly. This drum behind me is going to be at the fair also. This big tie-dye thing behind me is a drum. And it's made to go over a massage table so you can lay under it and be drummed on.
Wow. I wondered what that was.
Yeah. So it vibrates through the body like we were talking about, wherever the drumming is happening, and sometimes it'll vibrate in other places you don't even expect. But
that's right. I thought I had a picture of you with that there last year. Hang on, I'm going to throw up a picture.
I think I did. I do remember seeing one.
There was, and I couldn't find it. I was looking for it, but Jen was actually at the Psychic Fair last year. By the way, we're just opening wide up for the shameless commercial, so have at it.
We have no shame. We've never had any shame.
Yeah,
no shame.
We really don't.
It came up in conversations. I felt like it was okay.
Yeah, I don't know. We didn't have it, but we're going to show. Here we go.
Yeah.
Last year we had a great time. Oh, it was wonderful.
Did. Yeah.
So we're going to do it again. Although this year we may be inside the church, but think of this: the acoustics inside.
Actually, I love being outside more than anything in the world, but I prefer drumming indoors. I've come to the conclusion because the sound when you're outside just goes disappears, and it's harder actually to entrain outdoors. So inside with the container of the walls and everything, yes, the acoustics will be amazing, and we may actually find that we're more synced psychically from being in there. So yes, I think that it'll be awesome to be in there. My friend and Doris, who has these big drums that are like the one behind me, we bring drums to provide, so we don't have to have a drum to participate. Yeah, there she is with her booth and her beautiful drums that she brings.
They are just gorgeous. So go back for a second to the big drum, because I can remember, and unfortunately I couldn't find the picture, but I remember seeing you with this beautiful big drum over top of someone. Tell us about what you're doing there.
Yeah, so it's suspended over a massage table, and you're like on the massage table, so it's kind of like a sandwich. And you're in the middle of the two things. You're being
You're
sandwiched.
the meat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was trying to. I don't know why I didn't want to say that. Thanks.
I went there. It's all good. Go.
We go there. We go there.
You're the meat.
If you only knew.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, that is really kind of what we are, right? Like
We are meat suits.
spirits in these flesh suits.
Right.
So the drumming is happening over top of you, and because it's such a large drum, and it's it's stretched over such a wide space, it vibrates very low. So it vibrates through your body as you're playing, as the facilitator is playing. And what I do when I do it, I'm sure that Doris may have a different method. I'm not sure. I'm also using Reiki. So I'm tuning into the energy of the person on the table and where the drumming might want to go, and infusing the sound with Reiki so that it's moving into the person's energy system and energy body and their physical body, and going where it needs to go for their healing and wellness. So
That's cool.
yeah, it is pretty awesome. On a physical level, it's going to vibrate like everything in your body, your muscles and bones and blood and like everything. You get like an internal massage kind of.
Cool.
Yeah, I really want to do that this year. When I'm running an event, I'm basically a very large chicken running around insanely, usually in circles, not doing anything useful, but feeling like if I'm running in circles, it's.
Yeah,
Anyhow.
don't get in front of her. Don't get in front of her. She
Yeah,
just
bad idea. I'll just
run around you, and then she'll forget where she was running to, and the next thing, words are said, voices are raised, and feathers are flying. It's very bad.
Someone's like, Christy, I'm like, wait, I'll be right back. And I'm gone. I would really, really like to do that this time. And so we're going to go into these shameless psychic fair plugs. Okay. Okay. Look. I have little wings on my ears, which I
Hey, look.
I love it.
Oh, look at Merlin's ears. Nifty. See, you have to turn sideways for that. I like those. I like how they're kind of down a little bit.
Yeah.
They're down. I have longer ones, and they're going to go way down. Timmy,
Yeah.
you're fuzzy.
You're
I
fuzzy.
just wanted to put that. Yeah, he's fuzzy. Yeah,
Like this.
he's going to be. Everybody's going to want to pet Timmy this year.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just putting that out there. It's a warning, Tim.
Tim, are you prepared
Okay.
for everyone to want to pet you?
Yeah, they're going to want to pet you a lot.
Yes.
So be prepared for the petting. I'm just warning you now.
Okay. It'll be fuzzy because Seder, right? Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to have fairies and elves. And if you don't want to dress up, you don't have to. We're all crazy and we rather enjoy it. It's going to start Saturday. Vendors come in, start setting up at 9. The public starts coming in at 11. Saturday goes from 11 to 5 when the vendors break down. And then we do the nighttime thing, which is the Seers and Oracles Gala. And how that's going to work. Now we've cut off sales for that because we need to know ahead of time how many people are going to be there, because we are serving everybody dinner. Jenny Timberlake of Timberlake's 540 Catering is bringing us in a feast. And the feast will consist of herb roasted turkey and roasted ham. What else? Angel hair pasta with chopped vegetables. And then we're also going to have roasted vegetables. We know we're going to have a lot of vegetarians there, so we got you guys covered. Bread. Fruit with nuts and honey. And then we are going to have Christine Day of Miss Day Delights is donating a whole bunch of cupcakes. Cupcakes.
Cupcakes.
We'll have both regular and gluten-free, and she will decorate them up beautifully. So,
If they're too pretty, I'm going to feel bad eating one.
we'll take it home and freeze it. But, I think they'll be absolutely gorgeous. And if the weather forecast changes even more, because it's already improved for Saturday, then we'll have it outstairs. Outstairs. Where the heck did that come from?
That's
Outside.
me. I told you, it's me. It's my brain tonight. That's what I'm doing.
Hey, stop. Anyway,
Okay.
we'll have it outside like we did last year if we can. If not, we are moving the whole kit and caboodle in the church. So after we feed everybody, then Jen has center stage, and we're going to do the drum circle. One thing I need to put out there again, and I'm going to say it now for you folks who are coming to the Sears and Oracles Gala, if you have a drum, bring it. If you don't, there'll be some to borrow.
Yes.
So I definitely bring it. I very seldom get to put my beautiful handmade elk skin drum to good use. Sometimes
Now, Jen, do you sell drums?
Do I sell drums?
Yes.
I don't yet. It's something I've wanted to get into. I do not, but my friend Doris does.
Okay, is she going to have... I looked last year. I wanted one, but I never found something that had the sound that I want. I like that deep, dark drum. And I don't know the difference in the drumming circle, what the difference is in the tones. It's like some have a higher, drier note, and some have that deep, dark. And I couldn't find one. I don't know where to find that drum.
You like the one that you hold and play with a mallet?
I don't know. I've never been a serious drummer of any sort. The best I got was bongo drums and the Quaker oatmeal, cardboard tin that we used when we were kids celebrating Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And that was awesome.
hit that drum. Hit it. I was waiting for you to. My ears wanted to. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I'm looking for that deep, dark, that something that's not tang, tang, tang. I want the boom, boom, boom. Does that make sense?
Not tang, 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 boom, boom, boom.
I know exactly what you mean. I speak drum.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm looking for one like that, and everything last year, while it was absolutely beautiful,
Yeah,
none of it struck me. It just didn't touch.
You might want a bigger drum. The bigger the drum, usually the lower sound it will have. I think Doris's drums are mostly the same size, so that may be why they all sounded in a range that wasn't quite what you were looking for. So I have a really big drum I'm looking at on my wall. I'll bring for you to try. It's actually a Remo drum, which you can get on Amazon. And if you like it, you could order it on Amazon if you're still not finding anything at the fair that you like. But,
that would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool. I'm willing to try it. Why not?
Make sure to bring it.
So we're going to use the drumming to get us all in that state of mind that we were talking about earlier. And then comes the psychic extravaganza part of it. So there'll be the best, like I've said before, the best description I can come up with this is like an eclectic gallery reading. So we'll have psychics, mediums, readers, card readers, not necessarily tarot. I'm going to be doing probably animal card readings, all working together. No extra charge for any of that, by the way. Once you're in, if you're those who are coming, if you're attracted to talking to any particular one of us, please do. We'll make ourselves available to you. If one of us sees something in particular about the attendees and, has something to say, we will let you know. So it's all pretty freewheeling. And that's how we're going to end up the night.
Nice.
So, Jen, I know you had something else that you had to do at 9:00, so I've been kind of watching the clock for you. Don't want to hold you too much overtime, but thank you so much. Right before you go, do you want to mention anything else that you're up to? How people can get in touch with you if they want some music therapy? Where else you're going to be? What else you're doing? Real quick.
Sure. So you can always go to my website, which is just lovenotesmusictherapy.com. You can certainly find me on Facebook just by looking up Love Notes Music Therapy. I am intending to start up doing some like sound bath and sound healing events very soon. Usually they're in the Winchester area. That's where I am housed and live, but I do travel. So I also am happy to do fairs and private events. So, can always invite me to somewhere specifically if you want to have sound bath or sound healing. And when I do those, I use a lot of singing bowls and Native American flutes and drums, of course. And I have a hung drum, if you've ever heard of those. So lots of different very soothing, healing sound and instruments when I do sound bath and sound healing. And those are more of a meditative kind of lay down, relax, get into a relaxed state kind of experience. So yeah, you can contact me through those mediums. lovenotesmusictherapy@gmail.com is my email. So it's all under Love Notes Music Therapy is how you can find me. And I'm really excited to be at the fair. I can't wait to drum with everybody again. It's always my favorite.
We love to have you. And, for the folks that we're not selling the tickets to the Sears and Oracles Gala part of it anymore, but there's no limit on our general admission. So if you want to come out, meet Jen during the day, talk to her, and come hang out with us, you can get your general admission tickets at the door.
I can't believe I forgot to mention I also do community drum circles every full moon and new moon.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, if you ever want to travel up north a little bit, if you're down in Culpeper, around in Winchester area, like I said, or where those occur. So
I think I'm going to have to head up there one day. I'm pretty open with that.
Yeah.
So if Merlin's she's a little further south, but Karen, you and I should ride up there one time, and Tim, because we're all local yokels together.
Yeah.
There you go.
See you.
If I'm around, I'll go. But I still want the booga drum, not the binka drum.
Yeah.
Binka, binka.
Boogada. Thank you so much for being on with us.
Thanks for having me. This was fun.
We'll see you Saturday.
Yes.
Woo, 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 woo.
We're going to blow the lid off the church.
That's right.
Let's not do it, but, we might.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, Steve
Bye.
might get upset if we blow it off completely. All right, we'll see you later, lady.
Bye, Jen. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right, to everybody who's still on, fear not the rain.
It's
My
nothing but
mother-
a thing, Christy. It'll be fine. It'll be
That's
fine.
right.
It's the
That's
bunga
right.
bunga bang and not the boonga bang.
Right, right.
Well,
Yeah.
We can do this. We got this. It's going to be
got
okay.
it. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
My daddy always told me I didn't melt, and damn it, I'm 57 years old and I haven't melted yet. So
Nope, nope.
I melted a
just
little
fine.
bit. I melted a little bit.
Did you melt a little bit?
See,
I melted a
I
little
told
bit.
you shouldn't have had the green skin to begin with, and it wouldn't have happened.
No, I think it was
That's
years
right.
of working at Renaissance festivals, and it would rain, and you would walk around in it, and you're freezing. But if you got to have fun, and people are there to be entertained, so that's when you kick your shoes off and you stomp through mud puddles, going whack 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 whack.
Right? Well, it's not going to be cold, is the thing. I was going around last night looking at what I'm going to wear and trying to decide how many layers I could get underneath it just in case. And then I looked at the weather report, and the thing is, it's 70 degrees. So
Yeah, and the thing about a weather report is it can change in a minute, overnight, and half the time they don't even know what the hell they're even talking about.
it's true.
It might be 9,000 degrees. We don't know.
It could. We might run into the surface of the sun, and then it would be bright and dry. And
Hey,
warm.
Christy,
Yeah.
let's see, Christy, looky.
I'll be wetting up a storm the way I'll be dressed.
You got your big sleeve thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Be prepared for some sleeve envy. Look,
Oh, wow.
And they're shiny.
it's
Big, shiny
silver.
sleeves.
Wow.
Are those not magnificent? I mean,
Yes, they are.
I could put so many cupcakes in here.
You hear that, Christine? You better bring some extras because Merlin is going to load her sleeves. And those
The cupcakes will disappear.
they will.
If they're too pretty,
If
I
you
won't
can't-
be. I'll
if you
have to
can't
stand
find-
there and
if you
guard them
can't
so
find
nobody
me-
can eat. Yeah,
you
nobody
can't
can
find
eat
me,
them.
you know where I'm at.
Get away.
What?
In
but
Merlin
eating
sleeve
cupcakes?
eating cupcakes.
Tim
Yeah.
said eating cupcakes.
It's Susie put this together for me real quick today. I
We're
mean,
gonna have to check that sleeve regular over the weekend.
Karen,
no
you never know what's going to be in there. There could be small children, people's pets,
coffee cups.
coffee. Oh, there will definitely be coffee cups in there. You know.
Yeah, I did. I lost my coffee one year. I am not kidding. I lost my coffee cup one year. I couldn't find it. I ended up going and looking for another one. Guess where I found my coffee cup?
Who's in your
What?
pocket?
In my
Where?
pocket.
No.
If I were to enumerate the things that I have known Merlin to have in her pocket, you guys would say no freaking way. Oh yeah.
Yes, freaking well. Yeah, coffee cup. It was in my pocket. It was like I stuck my hand in there and went, oh, what? Oh, there's my coffee. Okay. Tim was there. He witnessed this. I'm like, hey, Tim, I found my coffee cup. Look.
Do we want to give some sort of a preview of what the Mr. Fuzzy Balky is going to look like for those maybe who can't make it, or do we want to keep it a surprise and just let them catch the pictures?
I don't know. Is Susie on there? Is Susie on there?
I don't know. I can't tell who's on. Let's see.
Susie, are you on there? Where's Timmy's? Susie.
I still be surprised myself. I ain't seen it.
You ain't seen it? Yeah, you're not going to see it until you put it on. We're going to make you dress in the dark, and then you won't be able to see yourself all day.
I was like that tail, hardtail, that's going to be stuck out.
And there will be bananas.
Of course there will.
There's
Got to
bananas
be.
involved. So yeah, I don't know.
Banana tail.
Let's hold off. Let's hold off, and
All
everybody, it could be a surprise when Timmy
Yeah,
walks out there.
All right. Karen, what you wearing?
I don't know. I don't know. Probably just my clothes and a raincoat.
We're gonna throw glitter at you.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I can throw
awesome. You
glitter
can throw
on you,
glitter
yeah.
at me.
All right.
I got glitter galore, girl.
Yep.
It's frightening, and never in my life did I ever think that I would have to actually collect glitter.
Merlin's always been anti-glitter, and then I hear all of a sudden, I'm gonna glitter you. I'm like, wait a minute, wait.
What exactly does that consist of?
Well,
we'll find out.
I've never been big on the whole fairy. I don't like Tinkerbell. I'm sorry, she's not
That's
nice.
shameful.
She's a terrible
That's
role model.
shameful. It's
Look at her.
shameful.
She's hateful.
No,
Okay.
she loved Peter Pan.
Oh, all right. Seriously, here. She's this big.
All right, we're taking a poll. Is she
This big, right?
Is she
Okay. Peter is what, 12? Prepubescent, boy here. He's never going to become a man, but just in case he ever actually did grow up, how is that going to work?
But she's a fairy. She can make anything happen.
But she's still this big.
Maybe she doesn't remain that big.
No, she's a fairy and she's this big. And you know what you do with things that are hateful and that big? They're called mosquitoes, and you squat them,
See, I
Poor
don't have any
thing.
feelings about Tinkerbell, one way or another. None.
She had good intentions. She really did.
It's the whole kind of tutti frutti atmosphere,
Yeah.
for lack of a better thing. But you can do the fairy thing and go dark. You found
Yeah, because fairies they're
And I'm
magical and they're mystical and they're secretive and you never know what they're going to do.
Right,
I'm-
they might bite you in the butt. You never know.
I'm totally going for elf. I can't do fairy. I can't be a water sprite. I can't be a fairy. I just know that there's glitter involved.
Well, the truth
And
is,
I'm
I'm going
also-
elf too.
I'm totally disgusted with myself and all this glitter, but there you have it. glitter.
I put glitter all over my beloved hat here. You can't really see it in this little bit of light I got going on, but we've got the tool, sparkle tool going on, and there's a whole bunch of glitter that came off of it. But I've got several packs of glitter that I may fling at people. I don't know. I make no promises. Might fling. Right.
Yeah, flinging, where you're like the glitter mafia.
Yeah, I like the word fling though. It's more fun than blow.
I like the word fling too. Yeah.
It's a great word, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tim, flinging or glittery or blow? Which do you like?
No, just word.
Fling
Just a word.
Let's go up and go.
He likes.
In your hand, just throw it up in the air.
That's flinging.
It's flinging.
That's
Yeah.
Slinging.
I mean, but if you put it in the palm of your hand and go, yeah, that's blowing.
That's blowing.
That's
It's
blowing.
blowing. But
This
just
is flinging.
the sound of the word alone. All right, just we're talking about sounds through this whole thing. If I had to hear the sound of the word fling or the sound of the word blow, I like fling better. Now the actual doing of it probably is more fun. Oh, it looked like I just spit in my hand. That wasn't.
Yeah. Gosh, wipe the screen off. Wipe it off. Ew.
That's spew. That's entirely different.
Well, let's think of it: blowing fairy or flinging fairy.
Or spewing fairy. It's messiest of them all.
See, flinging fairy sounds cute, mystical. Blowing fairy, nah.
Sound like going in a different direction.
I was going to say to him, that is a whole different. We won't go there.
All right, yeah. There's fling and blow, and we're just going places that glitter should not be.
True. It's true. Is Tim going to glitter?
It's like sand. There are some places glitter does not belong.
It'd be terribly uncomfortable. Yeah. We're not going to throw it at you there. No. Tim, are you going to sparkle? Is your banana going to sparkle?
His bananas sparkle.
Oh my Lord! My Lord!
You know how I know Timmy's bananas are going to sparkle because I glittered them things myself, Tim. I personally glittered your bananas.
Lordy!
You finally got a hold of my banana.
We take Jen off and it just devolves into sparkling bananas and flinging and spewing. And
Lordy, Tim, I don't know.
Spewing get it. How
be in trouble,
spewing come from?
Just who we are. I brought up spewing. But,
She said spewing. Nobody else mentioned spewing. That one right there. She mentioned spewing.
I know.
That's it. I mean, can you like get a straw and make spitwad and glitter spitwads? Is that okay?
Yes, do it. We'll get little blobs of glitter and put them. Ooh. Straws.
Blow guns. Yeah. There.
Don't give Dale any ideas.
No, I'm gonna give Dale like one of those little tiny slingshots, and she can like anybody that misbehaves, you're going down. Ooh, yeah.
The glitter patrol should be the glitter patrol.
Glitter patrol. That's right. and hold on. I'm looking for something here. Hold on.
Oh, got a good shot of the ears on the side. Those are some freaking awesome ears.
Hang a bunch of balloons up with the glitter in it and pop them.
Yeah, I've got something really. I've loved them.
We can lean out the windows of the church and just kind of sprinkle it on people.
Check it.
Wow!
Ooh.
Check it out.
Those are elf.
I don't know what they are. I found them in the Goodwill. They were 50 cents each, and I absolutely haven't. Hold on. Wait, there's more. They change.
I see.
Is that not cool?
Where did you find those at?
At the Goodwill.
Nice find.
The treasures one can find.
I love Goodwill. Yes.
Ooh.
Look at that. Even the handles. Oh my God.
So if you get beat over the head with a really cool light up thing, it's Marlin.
Yep.
That's me. I'll take you with it.
Yeah. Immediately know. You will know who it is. It's you.
Very cool. You might want to bring extra batteries so they don't die in the middle of the day, because they would be really cool at night.
Mm-hmm.
The batteries were going when I picked it up at the Goodwill. That's how I knew I had to have these. And I was like, what is this? Oh my God.
That's neat.
Very cool. Yep.
I can land airplanes with this. Look at
Yeah,
that.
you could. Yeah, you could.
But not near the church. That would be bad, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we can land. You can land them out on 29. It's cool.
Right.
Yeah, but I think I'll avoid that. That sounds bad too.
Throw glitter at the trains when they go by out back.
Oh yeah. There you go.
Right.
Glitter the trains as they go by. Splat. Yeah. You've been blessed.
That's where the slingshot would come in handy.
Right.
So Dale, that's your thing. You have the slingshot and the glitter. The trains. There's probably some federal law about that. We're all gonna.
Dale can be our dragon slayer. She can get out there with the slingshot, take down the dragons as they come by. Boom, 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 boom.
There you go.
Like I said, don't give her any ideas.
Oh, let's hear lots of ideas, because this is a psychic fair and we can do whatever we want within reason. But
Yeah.
We have no idea how many bad ideas are in this skull.
yeah, no,
I'm pretty sure I do.
Yeah, we've known you long enough now, Merle, that we do have an inkling of how many bad ideas are inside that skull.
I mean, they might be bad ideas, but it does not mean that they will not be fun.
So if this conversation post Jennifer Hudson hasn't shown anybody how much you need to come out to our fair, because we are completely nuts. And it always really does reflect in our events, which I think what's why people like our events, because it is a reflection of us.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Rain or shine, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I think I heard Susie walking around out there. I'm wondering if she heard it and is going to get Timmy's, glorious headpiece, but I'm going to save that for people. They have to come out and see Tim.
Okay, fair enough.
Come out and see Tim prance around on his little hoofies.
Wearing nothing but who knows what.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
He has
They'll be
hooves.
wearing who knows what.
He's
I thought you said wearing nothing but who knows what.
Nothing but who knows what.
He's got little cloven hooves. He's going to be prancing around on them, and
Timmy, you ready to prance? Have you been practicing your prancing?
I got to learn that song.
Well,
Matt got to teach me that song to sing.
Yeah, the Seder song.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There you go. So you're going to prance and sing.
And maybe get Jen to beat drums to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make a whole thing out of it.
Make
Jen?
sure we know to get out our camera.
Yeah, everybody has
Lordy,
it ready.
Lordy.
Mhm.
With a swinging tail and bananas, who knows where.
It's going to be glitter flinging, banana flinging, drum flinging. Well, let's not fling the drums, Jen might get upset.
I can't even.
Glittered bananas.
All right, before we devolve any further, I usually get far enough along. I have to, for our own good. All right, folks, for anybody we haven't completely lost at this point, join us. You know you want to.
What's that?
Here at Randy Station. Saturday. Come at this point, just come get your general admission tickets at the door, and it's not expensive. All right, it's $6 for general admission on Saturday. Karen, you're killing me.
Don't beat us crazy.
$6 on Saturday, $5 on Sunday because it's a little bit shorter. We're gonna cut it off on 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock on Sunday, at 5 o'clock on Saturday. All of ticket sales proceeds go to continuing restoration of the historic Fleetwood Church. There's a gnat flying around in front of my face. The continuing restoration of the historic Fleetwood Church. As you guys know, the steeple has been changed out. People drive by and they go, but there's still all those big ladders in the front. Yes, there is. But look closely at that steeple. We did that. we're working on the foundation now and the rerouting of the water that we're going to do this, whether it's coming down or not, but the rerouting of the water under the church. And we're going to fix the foundation, and then we get to paint and do all that kind of fun stuff. So that's where your ticket proceeds go. I know there's a lot of these, a lot of fairs they don't have any entry fee. We have a little one, just a little one, but we do really good things with that little one. And I dare you to find another psychic fair that's as crazy as
Weird.
Right, weird and fun, but we're fun. We're nuts, but we're fun.
Crazy.
I'm
Right.
not.
Totally. So, ladies and gentlemen, we hope to see you on Saturday. I need to go prepare my lists and talk to you guys soon. We'll have another
Okay.
and a hatter here in a couple of weeks.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye. See you
Bye,
Saturday,
everybody.
everybody. Bye.
Come on, Thursday. Come on.